Okay, looks like I'm live. So if anyone wants to join in, I'm just gonna be waiting here till someone comes and joins. Let me see. Okay, this might take a while. You'll like my phone? It's a Galaxy J3 2018. Pretty damn cheap. Okay. Message my friends on the Twitters. Go away. All right, so any topics we should discuss? Anything you guys want to hear my opinion on? Um, any requests for videos, anything like that? I can do that. Sorry, I'm gonna get a new mic and camera soon, but till then, I'm just gonna wait here until someone shows up. Da 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 da. Okay. I wish I was popular. Soon enough, soon enough. Maybe it'd be nice to find someone to interview. But until then, um, duh, duh, my videos. Okay. Share. Alright. I'm live on YouTube now. Alright, let's hope people come. Um, duh, duh. Still waiting. This is kind of awkward. There's no one here. I'm live. So, 3 minutes in, hopefully people are gonna start showing up. Sweet. Hey, welcome, Lack of Lazy. Have any questions for me? Anything you want me to talk about? Anything? Wait for you. Where are you going? I'm still waiting. Are you from the Hunter chat or are you from Twitter? Yes, people are here. Duo boosting. Oh, hey, nice. So, do you have any requests for me? Oh, same guy. All right. Do you have anything you want me to talk about? Anything you want me to give my opinions on or anything? Cool, cool. All right. I'll let you think. Thanks for joining in, by the way. We could talk about About what? Anything? How about this? Oh, fat acceptance. Um, well, I don't know. I think it's kind of gross to. I mean, I'm okay with body positivity. Like if someone's a little overweight, it's totally fine to be cool about that. Don't call people names or anything, but I don't think we should accept obesity. Absolutely not. I think we should encourage people to be healthy and to lose weight. So those are my thoughts on the fat acceptance movement. But at the same time, I'm a libertarian, so I believe strongly in live and let live. So if someone wants to join the fat acceptance movement, I could care less. I'm never going to endorse it. I'm not going to accept it, but um it is what it is, and I'm not going to force it not to exist. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Advice on what? Yeah? I hate pop-up ads. I'm getting a McAfee pop-up ad. I hate McAfee. I love I like John McAfee. I wish but he sold his company a long time ago, so I cannot see your comment. I'm getting a McAfee pop-up ad. Give me just 1 second. If my damn laptop will click. Uh okay, there we go. Uh your friend is deaf from birth, got into an accident, and is on a wheelchair because of it. Okay, I'm really sorry to hear that. What did you need my advice about? And now she has type 2 diabetes because she didn't take care of herself and didn't work out because she's in a wheelchair. I don't know what to say, man. Or woman. um, I feel really bad for her, but I don't know if there's much you can do if you're stuck in a wheelchair. Um, just I say give her your love and support. You can encourage her to stay as healthy as possible, but yeah, there's not much you can do if she's in a wheelchair and she has diabetes. I don't know either. Um just help her, love her, support her, do as much as you can to let her know that you're there for her. That's all I can say. All right, is there anything else you need? Anything else you want me to talk about while I'm streaming? Yeah, definitely don't do that. For how long? I don't know. As long as I want to, I guess. Probably an hour or two, unless I'm bored. Thank you for showing up, by the way. So as long as I have people talking to me, as long as I have people in the chat, I'll stay streaming. So hopefully more people show up. Are you from the Hunter Avalon chat, or are you from my Twitter? Oh, I have a bunch of other positions if you want to hear about those. Just oh sweet. Yeah, I love Hunter Avalon, honestly. I don't agree with him on too much anymore, but I think he's a funny dude. So I always watch his YouTube videos, and I enjoy getting opinions from people even if I don't agree with them. It's part of stepping out of echo chambers, so I get views from the left, from the right, from the authoritarian, from the libertarian, and I look all around. I watch CNN and MSNBC and Young Turks, and I watch Fox News and Daily Wire and things like that. So I get the best of both worlds, and I think that's really important too. Staying out of echo chambers so you can fairly form your own opinion. Technically, there's three if you count she-males, but there are for the most part only two. Okay, is there anything else you wanted me to talk about? Yeah, yeah. There could be three if you count she-males. I don't know. Give me a topic. Any topic. Oh shit. Uh, hold up. Okay, I'm back. um, I could talk about. Do you want me to talk about Trump? I can talk about Trump. First of all, do you agree or disagree with Trump? Like, do you support him? Are you a supporter of Donald J. Trump? Yeah, definitely. So I used to be a Trump supporter. Back in 2016, I was a big advocate. I was build the wall. Um, okay, I won't spend too much time. I was a big advocate of Trump. I was a big build the wall. I thought Trump was pro gun. I thought Trump was fiscal conservative. Um, so so as time went on, I began to be disappointed with President Trump because he's not pro gun and because he's a big ass government spender, right? He's certainly not a fiscal conservative. He's and he's a lifelong Democrat. I honestly see no reason why we should trust him or anything he has to say because he flip flops a lot. Like, are you pro life or pro choice? He was strongly pro choice. I don't know if he's actually pro life or if he's just playing a game because all of his views flip flop just like that. Um, he said not long ago that we should take the guns first and go through due process second when referring to people who were mentally ill. He used executive order to ban bump stocks. He opposes 3D printed guns. There's nothing pro gun about Donald Trump, and there's nothing fiscally conservative about Donald Trump. So the only thing you really have to support him on is building the wall. And why, when there's so much else that he's wrong about? Would you support him in something that has always been largely bipartisan, that is border control? Anyway, that's my opinion on Donald Trump. No, I am not voting for him in 2020. I am probably voting for John McAfee or Adam Kokesh if I'll be voting at all. Okay, anything else you wanted to hear? Do 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 do. Where am I from? I'm from Utah, USA. Yeah, United States of America. How about you? Small country in Europe? What's it called? Slovenia, I've heard of it. Did I pronounce it right? Slovenia? I know. Yeah, me too. They're not that great. Oh, sweet. I did. Okay. Just making sure. I'm pretty good at pronouncing things, but I mess up sometimes. Anything else you want to know, either political or about me personally? I can be here all day. I am 18 as of a few weeks ago. How old are you? Oh, cool. Um, anything else? Seriously, you can ask me anything, even the most ridiculous things, my opinions on anything whatsoever. I'd love to hear what you want to know. What black people thingy? I agree. I don't think black people are being oppressed by society. In fact, I think that in a lot of places in the world there are white people who are being oppressed, like in South Africa, and the whole racial oppression is not a huge issue for me. What is an issue for me is police brutality, and sadly, due to okay, here's some history for you: the war on drugs. So I believe it was President Ronald Reagan. I'm not certain, but under his administration, there were drugs planted in black communities. So a bunch of black people got hooked on these drugs, and then these drugs were criminalized. So we have massive amounts of criminal activity in these black communities because someone got them hooked on these drugs, and then these drugs were criminalized. Same thing happened, and they all had guns, and then guns were outlawed, and now they're all shooting each other. So the problem is the law more than it is the amount of people who are breaking the law. It's the law itself, which means that for the most part, the law enforcers, those who enforce gun and drug laws, and uh, hurt those who would violate those laws, who are actually the villains. The sad truth is, police brutality is a big issue in America, especially in areas where guns and drugs are outlawed. Um, I think honestly, so this brings me to a point. I am what you would call a voluntarist. I believe we should reform society in a way that makes all interaction voluntary rather than coercive. I believe taxation, so long as it is not consensual, is a form of theft. And it is not acceptable that armed thugs come take my money if it's not automatically withdrawn. Um, it's rightfully mine, and so I should get to keep it. I believe in societal reform, so we don't have one. Rather than having one centralized government, we have a panarchical society where we have multiple institutions where individuals can choose to pay a fee and associate with these institutions, and they can receive benefits from these institutions. There is no single monopolized institution. There's no one coercing you into your money, and no one no and these institutions will not threaten you with violence. Rather, their only duty is to protect your life, your liberty, and your property, and to provide whatever services your contract has you have agreed to. And not like, I don't believe in this social contract theory that the left and the right and even much of the Libertarian Party agree with. I believe in the threat of violence theory. It's not a theory, it's actually a proven fact. If you don't pay taxes, you'll go to jail. If you resist arrest, you'll be killed. There's nothing there's nothing theoretical about that. It's a solid fact. I do think that people not being able to carry guns does make society. Really? So you believe, in other words, you believe that having a central monopoly and gangs of thugs who don't obey your law carrying guns is safer than putting guns into the hands of everyone? So giving a select few all guns. So I think if all guns were destroyed, like all guns on Earth, absolutely, yeah, that might be a safer world. But that's unrealistic. I think we need to keep guns. We need guns. Everyone needs to be able to protect themselves. Don't put other words into your mouth. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to put words into your mouth. But if you say that people not being able to carry guns around does make society better, what you're actually saying is giving the government exclusive power over guns makes society better. And it absolutely doesn't. Right? You're never going to get rid of guns. What you're going to do instead is you're going to centralize guns. So now you have extremely powerful police and military and people who are incapable of defending themselves. How yes, everyone carries guns around for self-defense. I think that would be a good idea. I believe in something called the principle of self ownership. So you own yourself, you have the right to defend yourself. You can't grant special rights to certain individuals. So police have the same rights as the rest of us, and so do what you call the government. I don't believe anyone should be granted special rights, whether they have a badge or have been elected democratically. You're right, everyone should be trusted to carry a gun, but at the same time, I think there are better solutions than going through the state, because either way, even if you restrict guns, bad people are going to get guns and bad people are going to do bad things. It's better to put guns into the hands of good people and allow them to protect themselves. Yes, drunk fights, especially with guns, that's scary, that's dangerous. But allowing the state to confiscate your guns is far more dangerous. Are policemen kind of tested to be responsible to carry guns? Um, I think, yeah, most are, but that doesn't mean they won't abuse their power. I've seen countless examples of police officers who have abused their power, which is why I advocate strongly a police reform, privatization of the police force. So when you privatize the police, now you have market incentives. So police won't hurt you unless you're attacking someone else, right? So police who are market incentivized will do less harm. Everyone knows government work, any kind of monopoly, will provide the lowest quality service for the highest possible asking price. The state can ask any price and they can provide any quality of service and they have no competition. I believe that we should create a society in which the existing state has competition. This competition will push innovation. It will create jobs. It will make society better, safer, and less coercive. I agree. Police should be tested to be responsible to carry a gun. But again, just because people are tested to be responsible doesn't mean they will be responsible. What do you think? What are your thoughts on a police reform, a privatization of the police state, or abolition of the monopolized police state, replacing it with it increases the chance. What increases the chances of what? Oh, do continue. I'm listening, or rather, I'm reading. Oh, you're good. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about other than police? Have you ever heard of voluntarism or voluntarism or agorism, anarcho-capitalism? You think that police staff, policemen, however, okay, continue. Should have guns while everybody else should not. That's incredibly um so yeah, you're right. You believe a centralized state should have the so I should not have the ability to defend myself. You believe that people I don't believe anyone is morally superior to anyone else, certainly not the state. I should have as much right to own a gun as the state has. It's really my only way of defending myself against them. You understand America was founded on I know you're not American, but the United States when the founders of America started a revolution, they did so for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons why they gave the Americans the uninfringible right to bear arms was because it was a way of fighting against future tyrannical government. I mean, which I think is kind of sad. I think it's kind of sad that the Second Amendment hasn't worked. Americans have decided to give up their guns without protest. Like, as someone on Twitter I was talking about not long ago, if you had banned fully automatic weapons in the 1930s, there would have been another civil war. But they were banned in the 80s and it was perfectly okay. And that's where the slippery slope comes in. So, right now, there are people calling to ban ARs, and there are other people who are saying, no, if you ban ARs or ban semi-autos or ban all guns, there's going to be another revolution. But in 30, 40, 50 years, who knows? Society may evolve and become more anti gun. I will never be anti gun. I will never give up my guns. And I will shoot the ass of anyone who tries to take my gun. I I agree that police officers should be allowed to use force in self-defense. I believe anyone should be allowed to use force in self-defense. I don't believe that again, I don't believe that badges should grant special rights. I believe that in privatizing the police, so they work as an institution that protects your rights rather than that enforces the law of their political superiors. I would use a gun against a cop. Yes, if a police officer were enforcing an unjust law, I would shoot them. Yes, if they were trying to take my gun or if they were trying to arrest me for an illegitimate crime, yes, I would shoot them. And yes, I would shoot anyone initiating coercion against me, whether they're a police officer, whether they're any other kind of agent of the state, or whether they're just an ordinary human being. I don't respect authority. I will shoot anyone. I will attack anyone who attacks me. I believe coercion is acceptable only as an act of defense. So if they attack me, that's unjust. But if I attack them back, that's just because I'm using self-defense. What happens after someone gets arrested? What do you mean? Please clarify. Like, if I got arrested, but I didn't do anything wrong, oh hell yeah, I'd fight to the death. Or I'd serve my time in a cage, and then I'd explain to everyone why I served in a cage for unjust reasons. Because I'd rather not be killed, right? I'd rather not be killed. I'd rather not be hunted down by agents of the state. So if agents of the state are going to lock me up for an unjust reason, I'll be locked up. And then when I get out, I will explain to as many people as possible that this law is unjust. That I was sort of like what Larken Rose is doing now. Larken Rose spent 18 months in federal prison because he didn't pay taxes. He earned like 500 grand in a couple years off of selling some books. He didn't pay dues to the IRS, so he was arrested and put in prison. He didn't do a damn thing, but now he's speaking. He's speaking about how terrible the IRS is. He's speaking about how terrible the state is and why we should advocate voluntarism, which is yes, a form of anarchism. Um oh, what happens? When someone's arrested, usually they're taken to a jail cell for a couple of days, or even less than a day sometimes, and someone has to pay a bail, and usually they're given a certain amount of time before they have to appear in court, and after they appear in court, they're given a trial, and they're either innocent or guilty. If they're innocent, they're sent free. If they're guilty, they're locked in a cage, or they're killed, or they're fined. There's all kinds of things that could happen. It all depends on the judge and the jury. Why wouldn't I pay taxes? Um, because it's not right for me to be forced to pay for things I don't want. It's not right for me to be forced to pay into this territorial monopoly known as the state. So I believe that I should not pay taxes so that I can create a better free society. What are taxes? Taxes are mandatory dues paid to the state. Like they come out of your income, they come out of sales. Hell, they take 50% of what is yours after you die. It's not fucking fair, my dude. Sorry to get a little language there, but seriously, it's absurd how much they're taking. Like the founding fathers of America started a revolution over a 3% tax, and uh, and they revolted over tea, like something as little as that, and now we're taxed 30, 40, 50, 60%. What the hell, society? So yeah, I think we should stop paying taxes, as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. Yes, basically taxes are used to pay for stuff that government wants to spend for. Yeah, Trump's wall uses taxes. I believe. I don't believe we should build a wall, not even close. Heck, if we're getting technical, I don't believe that nations are legitimate. I don't, because I don't believe in the territorial monopoly that defends the nation known as the state. I believe in private borders, but I don't believe there's anything criminal about people moving peacefully from place to place. So if you want to go from Mexico to the United States, I don't believe anyone should have the right to intervene. If there's property over here for you to buy, if there's jobs over here, you're doing nothing wrong. You have a right to come over here, you know? So yeah, I pretty much believe in open borders as much as it pisses off the right. If a president that you personally supported and spent taxes on what you would spend money yourself, what you believed was a good cause, um, I don't believe it's okay ever to threaten people with violence to take their money because of what I want. So if I want a wall over my property, I'm not going to take other people's money. I'm not going to force other people to give me money to get what I want. If I want good health care, I'm not going to force other people. I'm not going to take their money by force to get what I want. I believe in a voluntary society. I believe the initiation of coercion is always wrong. So even if taxes paid for something that I wanted, I would never support the act of taxation. Would I be unhappy if somebody else didn't want to pay taxes that I had to pay? Um, um, no, I would not be happy. I mean, yes, I would be fine with it. Sorry, I was confused. Sorry, no, I would not be unhappy if someone else didn't pay taxes. No, in fact, I'm strongly in favor of people refusing to pay taxes because the state is tyrannical and they need to get their asses whooped. Um, isn't it like pay percent of money to be the US? No, you don't have to pay taxes to be a US citizen, but I don't believe citizenship is I I don't believe citizenship is anything I care about. Nationalism isn't something I care about. Borders aren't something I care about. So, I believe again in reforming society so we create a panarchist society in which individuals are free to choose who what institution to contract with rather than be forced to pay a monopolized state. And what comes with that is the elimination of monopolized territorial borders. I mean, you have your own property borders, but the state does not have borders. Does that make sense? It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. You've probably never heard of voluntarism or anarcho-capitalism in your life. So it's totally fine that you don't understand any of this. It's very unknown. Like anarcho-capitalism came out with this dude named Murray Rothbard who wrote a book in the 1950s. So it's pretty new and it's extremely liberal if you understand the classical definition of liberal. That is in favor of change and opposing authority. I'm trying to see, do you know anyone else who might be willing to join the stream? Because for now it's just you and me. And there's only two people. Yeah, I love Hunter's videos. They're kind of funny. And I agree with him every once in a while. I like what he had to say on Pride Month. I mean, personally, I don't really oppose pride, but I definitely understand what he means. Pride shouldn't be needed. There's no reason. I don't know if there's much I disagree with Hunter on. I want to know why he supports Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not a fiscal conservative. Donald Trump is anti-gun. Donald Trump is a lifelong Democrat. I honestly don't understand why any Republican would ever support Donald Trump. So that's what I want to know. Why? What? Like what principles, what philosophies, what ideals do you agree with? Or is it just because he's not a Democrat, even though he's a lifelong Democrat? Slash independent slash reform slash Democrat slash yeah, he's been so many things. So I don't know. I guess he appeals more to the independent voter because he's changed so much because yeah, Trump represents himself as what? Trump supports the things Hunter stands for, but I don't really know what Hunter stands for because most of what he does on his channel is attacking the far left, and in this past video, attacking the far right. He's a pretty moderate centrist. If I'd call him a centrist, not really a conservative. He's certainly a social liberal, whether he knows it or not. I don't know. It's just if Trump's not a fiscal conservative, he's a social liberal, but I don't know. He's basically a Democrat. I see no difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Other than maybe Democrats are a little farther left. The Republicans are center left. They're supposed to be right and they're supposed to be down, but they're not. They're center left and they're up. Trying to see anyone who you can invite to the chat. Feminism. Oh, I can talk about feminism. Supports Trump because of feminist situation. I don't know. That's such a minor issue. Personally, I don't call myself a feminist just because yeah, there's feminazism, but I don't call myself a feminist because feminism has never been clearly defined for me. Every woman I've talked to and every male feminist, everyone I know who identifies as a feminist has a different definition of the term feminism, has a different reason for considering themselves a feminist. So until the movement is clearly defined, I can't call myself a feminist. Don't we have equality? I believe yes. Actually, so there are women who believe, there's little things like breastfeeding in public. Sometimes there's men who like Donald Trump who will enjoy groping and treating women like shit. Sorry, I know that offends a lot of conservatives, but simple fact: Donald Trump and Joe Biden treat women like shit. Okay, moving on. At the same time, there's a lot of men's issues that need to, like, males males have higher suicide, depression, and anxiety rates than women, but females usually get the most attention when it comes to suicide, anxiety, bodily, right? So men have more problems, men have higher rates of these problems, but women get far more attention in these problems. We need to divert the attention over to men because men have these problems more than women, but women, because men are expected to be big and tough, we need to lighten up to our women. Wow, rather than, so I think we should focus a lot on men's issues. So, and also the draft. The draft is extremely sexist and outdated and must be abolished. It pisses me off so much that I'm still required as a male to sign up for selective services just because I'm male. Like, yes, that is sexism. That is discrimination, whether you like it or not. So yeah, that's something I'm saying. Yay, we have 3 people. 3 whole people. Hooray! Let's see if anyone else shows up. I have time. Feminism is a big deal. I definitely don't think so. It's a really, really minor thing. Like, I guess. I don't know. You can consider it a big deal if you want. I really don't. I could care less if someone is or isn't a feminist. It's definitely not my top issue. I sort of write it off. It's not something I focus on. I definitely don't focus on the same issues as Hunter Avallone does. Hunter is more of looking at the radical left. I don't care about the radical left all that much. I just watch Hunter for entertainment. He's funny. Hey, Meme Lord 27, do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to know? Politics or personal? Oh, oof, Twitter suspended you. I've never been suspended by Twitter, but I have been restricted quite a few times. Okay, anything you want to know about me? Or my opinions on anything? Give me a topic. I need a topic. Something for me to talk about. Anything. I love PewDiePie. Not gonna lie, he's pretty dope. Uh, why have I subscribed? Cause he's PewDiePie. Cause he's dope. Uh, do you not like PewDiePie? I fucking love PewDiePie. Sorry, if you guys don't like language, just tell me. I'll tone down the swearing. Jordan Peterson? I love the dude. I think he's got some great things to say. Um, do you guys know who I like? I like Dave Rubin personally. You guys, would any of you agree with classical liberalism? Have any of you heard of that? Like I know Trump, or I know Hunter Evelyn likes to bash on liberals a lot, but has he heard of classical liberals? Like, like, like Dave Rubin? You know, guys he probably tends to agree with more. I mean, I think it's good to. I think as ridiculous as the whole pronoun thing is, it's good to respect people. You know, if they want you to call them by some different pronoun, just do it. I mean, I get it if it's really funny if it's like a Z or a Zay, Zai. A, I've heard a lot of ridiculous ones, but I think just having respect for people who are different is really important. So whether you agree with them or not, I think yeah, you should. I don't think you should be forced to, but I think it's just the respectful thing to do, I feel like. Can I type what down in chat? I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm not too loud, not too quiet. Wait, who's going to jail? Oh, I highly disagree with going to jail for misgendering or mispronouncing someone. That's awful. Absolutely not. I highly disagree. Heck, um, I wouldn't want anyone imprisoned or hurt for saying the N word for anything, doing anything that's offensive. Like, heck, you could be a Nazi, you could be a white supremacist. I don't care. I don't want you to go to jail. You have the right to express whoever you are, right? And going to jail for an act of speech is an absolutely illegitimate crime. Name of YouTubers I like. Um, shoot. Well, lately I've been looking at a lot of voluntarist content. So have you heard of Man Against the State or um Larkin Rose? Those are some really good ones. But you might not agree with what they have to say. That's fine. Um, I like um Rubin Report. Dave Rubin. He's absolutely one of my favorite talk show hosts. In fact, he just did a convo with Michael Malice. Michael Malice is an anarchist. He's a super cool dude, by the way. You guys should check him out too. Um, Reason TV, the libertarian news source. I like them a lot. Dapperton. Dapperton blocked me on Twitter. I honestly hate the dude. I'm still subscribed to him on YouTube though. I really need to unsub. I love My Two Cents. I love all the other people in his group. He's a drama queen. He doesn't respect people who disagree with him. He has he's just really bad at wording things. He's really annoying. Caitlin Bennett, she's kind of a joke. Um, I'm not a fan of her or of Liberty Hangout because they pose themselves as ANCAPs, and then they go and they support Donald Trump, who is not and never will be a libertarian. Right? They're a bunch of jokes, honestly. As much like I think Caitlin Bennett is absolutely right about gun rights being women's rights. She's right that taxation is theft. But at the end of the day, she goes and she supports a man who doesn't believe any of that. That's what I don't like about her. Yes, he blocked me. Liberty Hangout are a bunch of bitches. Meme Lord 27. Are you from Twitter or are you from the Hunter Avalon chat? Oh, cool. ANCAP deist. So you already know most of my views. Is there anything you have questions on? Um, so I'm introducing a couple of people to voluntarism. They've never heard of it. Do you have any questions? Anything you think I should talk about? By the way, I'm also an ANCAP and a deist, so I think we have a lot in common. The non-aggression principle. Basically, it's wrong to hurt people. The act of aggression is always immoral. There are no exceptions. So you hurt people, you take their stuff. That's wrong. That's a libertarian principle. There are no exceptions. That's an anarchist principle. So if you believe there are no exceptions, that coercion is always immoral, you are by default an anarchist. Because in order for the state to exist and maintain its territorial monopoly, they must initiate coercion against peaceful people in order to get funding, in order for people to obey. And the only way the state can maintain its existence is if people continue believing in it. And that's why we've started this campaign, why so many volunteers are so incredibly vocal, because we are trying to enact cultural change by convincing as many people as possible that the state is illegitimate, that the non-aggression principle and the principle of self-ownership should be the center base for all of society. That it's wrong to hurt people, it's wrong to take their stuff, it's wrong even if you want something. It's always wrong to take people's stuff, even if it is to pay for something that you want. That's why taxation is armed robbery. I did not consent to be taxed. Therefore, if you tax me without my consent, you're stealing from me because it's my property and I didn't consent to you taking it, regardless of what you're paying for and whether or not you believe it benefits me. I believe since I did not consent, you do not have the right to take anything from me. And why should we trust the state with our money anyway? They're $23 trillion in debt, for God's sake. Stop giving them our money. Let let them collapse on their own, and then we create the agora, essentially, or the voluntary society, as we may call it. Okay, anything else? Hey, Anne Hero, who are you? Anne Hero. Okay. Are you from Twitter or are you from the Hunter Avalon chat? Da, 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 da. Oh, nice. Uh, so how do you identify? Are you conservative? Are you libertarian? Are you an anarchist like me? Because I know most of Hunter Avalon's base are Trump supporters. I like Hunter because he's funny and because I used to be a Trump supporter. So, um, and I believe it's important to respect people who have different opinions. So I listen to people I disagree with all the time. Bored as hell, me too. Ask me anything, anything whatsoever. Political preference, preferably political, but it could be about my personal life too if you want. Well, here's a question then. Okay. Shut up, cat. Is there a potential Democrat I'd vote for over Donald Trump? Tulsi Gabbard. Absolutely. I mean, if I was going to vote at all for a Democrat, if I had to vote Democrat, it would be Tulsi Gabbard because she's anti-war. That's the only reason. She opposes the military-industrial complex, and that's one of the most important issues to libertarians. So in fact, I think a lot of libertarians will be voting for Tulsi Gabbard in the libertarian, or I mean, in the Democratic primaries, just because she's so anti-war. And I have a lot of respect for her. Uh, him. Okay, yeah, a realistic one. No, I would never vote for Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, and um, and definitely not Joe Biden. So no. If it's anyone other than Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang, I probably wouldn't. No, not Andrew Yang. Oh my. So my problem with Andrew Yang. I mean, as good as he sounds, $1,000 a month for everyone. That's going to cause mass inflation. That's going to cause prices to go up everywhere because you increase the supply of the dollar for everyone. You're going to increase the cost of everything else. It's going to balance out. So it will effectively do nothing. It may even collapse the United States dollar. So no, thank you, Yang. Tulsi Gabbard. If it's not Tulsi Gabbard, I'm a libertarian through and through. So why does Andrew Yang scare you? I don't know. I haven't researched a lot of the Democratic candidates. Honestly, though, I have a lot of respect for Bernie Sanders. I don't agree with his economic policies at all, but he's someone who you know is honest, who you can trust. He's I agree with a lot of his social views, right? He opposes the war on drugs. He's strongly pro LGBT. So, the Chinese social credit system. I will have to look that up. I don't believe UBI is something. I don't support universal basic income. So, yeah, Chinese social credit system. Yeah, in fact, I'll look that up right now. Or you could just tell me what it is. Okay, Google. What is the Chinese social credit system?
According to Wikipedia, the social credit system is a national reputation system being developed by the Chinese government.
Okay. So, Anne, what do you think of the idea of abolishing the Federal Reserve? Do you like cryptocurrency? Duo boosting? Are you still here? Okay. Cryptocurrency is a pyramid scheme. How so? And you think somehow that federally issued currency is better? Dude, the United States dollar has lost 90% of it, 97% of its value since the start of the Federal Reserve in the 1930s, and is inflating and is losing its value rapidly. And like we now have Keynesians. Like, I saw a lady on Twitter the other day who was suggesting that we pay for everything by printing more money. Guess what that's going to do? That's going to inflate. That's going to decrease the value of the dollar. You want to get rid of your dollars as soon as you can, and investing in crypto is the best way to go, because sooner or later the Federal Reserve is either going to collapse, or it's going to be abolished. All right, so one of these days we could have rapid inflation. So it's best to spend your money rather than to save it. Otherwise, that 100 grand you have saved for retirement could be worth zero in just a few years. Cryptocurrency, what's currently unstable, it usually has to do with the amount of people who are buying and selling into it. If everyone used crypto, it's stable, it's universally agreed upon, that would save society. It's a world currency, but it's not owned by a world state. I think that's essential to saving humanity and creating a more voluntary society. Why do you oppose crypto? Cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Bitcoin was worth what? A quarter of a cent? Or no, yeah, point I think it was worth 0.3 cents in 2009. Now it's jumping anywhere between 2 and 20 grand. Imagine if you bought 100 Bitcoin when it was worth 3 cents or something like that. There are multi-billionaires out there thanks to cryptocurrency. Yeah, BitConnect was a scam. That doesn't mean all cryptocurrency is a scam. We all know BitConnect was a scam. Honestly, that doesn't mean all cryptocurrency is a pyramid scheme. That just means BitConnect is a scam. I don't see your point in pointing out BitConnect. BitConnect does not refute the existence of cryptocurrency. It does not make cryptocurrency a pyramid scheme. It just means BitConnect is just like any other corrupt institution looking for money by scamming you. There's a reason BitConnect only happened once. It was a scam. So tell me, how does BitConnect, a very small event with, I don't know, a few hundred, few thousand people, make all of cryptocurrency a pyramid scheme somehow? More faith in the peso than Bit. So tell me, why do you have faith in centralized currency more than decentralized currency? Why do you oppose currency that has made multi-millionaires out of ordinary people? Why do you oppose the future? Is there really any reason why you should trust the Federal Reserve? Why do you trust the Federal Reserve? Why do you still use the Federal Reserve note? You haven't heard of any what? Hey, oh, never mind. Multi-million, literally, dude, do some research. There's tons of people. Because like I said, Bitcoin was worth 3 cents when it first came out. Now it's worth anywhere between 2 and 20 grand. So if you bought, say, 1,000 Bitcoin when in 2009 when it first came out, that was worth like $30. 1,000 Bitcoin is now worth 5, 6,000. 1,000 times 6,000 is, last I checked, 6 million. Did I do my math right? So yeah. And if you bought 1,000, or if you bought 10,000 Bitcoin, it's worth say $300. You bought 10,000 Bitcoin. You're now going into the tens of millions, or then into the hundreds of millions, right? Because while fiat currency is inflating, cryptocurrency is increasing in value because there's a higher demand for it. More people are buying into it. So, because there's a lot more reason to trust crypto than there is to trust a centralized institution that can only exist through the threat of violence. What it's backed by.